The NBA Gambling Podcast on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network is brought to you by Underdog. Underdog is hooking up new customers. Play just $5. Get $100 in bonus funds when you sign up with promo code NBA SGPN. Yes, sir. We are back with another edition of the NBA Gambling Podcast on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network. I mean, the voice of the guy is me, really Ralph Terrell Furman Jr. here at your service. Whoa, a lot of button pushing going on over here, and I don't know why. All right, Scott. First thing is first. A lot of things that we have to talk about here, and I did you hear the intro music? So what did you click that time? Because what was that?
You accidentally hit the villain theme twice, so I tried to stop it the second time.
No, but the intro music when we was at the music, like when we were leading up and we were coming
Yep.
on, countdowns going on, and the music's. What button was that this time? Because I don't know what that was. I was
I hit chill every time.
that was chill.
I hit chill every time. I don't hit
Wow,
anything else. Yeah.
not chill hop.
It's all AI generated, so they might not know what
Yeah,
chill is, but I'm hitting the chill button every time.
I'm curious on how. Wow, now I'm interested. I want to see algorithms. I'm very locked into the inner workings of Restream here and how they select this music because it just seems like everything every single time is there's nothing similar. There's nothing similar about this. I'm
Yeah.
very
I don't know.
AI. Uh Scott Studio Reichel. Scott, a lot that went on over the weekend. A lot of storylines, a lot of big games. Yesterday had a huge slate of games that was going on. Scott Studio Reichel. Here, Scott, what's going on?
Scotty, beat me up.
Surprise.
Yeah, can't complain. A lot of crazy action yesterday. I actually had a wedding to go to, so I ended up missing part of the late game. Jazz game was incredible overs because everybody scored in that game. But either way, point is you had a lot of really, really entertaining close games yesterday. I mean, you mentioned a second ago, Utah game went to overtime. Nice win there. Keontae, of course, had the big shot in that game, but Laurie ended up having 40 and change. 47. Giddy had 26, 13, and 13. The Hawks were down, I think it was 22. They came back and they won. I'm going to mention the Hawks in a second, but I'll go through this. The Mavericks won in overtime against Portland. They ended up scoring 138 points. The Rockets went to overtime. They beat the Magic. My Nets ended up beating the Wizards. Damn, the Wizards suck. You saw the Celtics beat the Clippers in a close game. So it was really the ending of the day because the final three games were out of control. The Mavericks went to overtime, the Jazz went to double overtime, and the Hawks came back from 22 down. Really just an insane slate on the West Coast. Just a monster slate.
Masterful breakdown of the slate, Scott. Hey, y'all were in the pre meeting we just had before we started, and I was like, man, it was a lot of good games that went on. And Scott was like, yeah, I unfortunately I missed some because I was at a wedding, and then he comes on and just breaks down the whole slate like
But
this.
I was pretty lucky though, because by the time the wedding was somewhat over, all the games were in overtime, so I could still like keep tabs on what was happening at the very end. But yeah, a lot of chaos down the stretch. We were also talking about before we actually started the show of some news stories going around, which we didn't mention yet. But for
Oh
the
yeah,
games, there were a lot of very, very fun parlayable games with a bunch of points. So
oh
hopefully
yeah.
you made some money yesterday.
We're definitely about to be hitting the breaking news drop a bunch of times here. Crazy. There was some crazy days. 3 overtime games, and one of those overtime games being a double overtime game. It was a really wild day in the NBA yesterday on an NFL Sunday at that. Second of all, weddings during NFL season on
Yeah.
Sunday, really brutal. Like really, really, really brutal. Is that the cheap day? Like, does that make sense to maybe there's reasons why this happens, but it happens like to a lot of people, and I just think it's really, really like unfortunate for those people. However,
I missed the entire NFL 4 p.m. slate yesterday. I missed the entire thing. So it's like, yeah, Darnold has like 4 picks and they lost to the Rams. I'm like, oh, I didn't know. Oh, the Broncos beat the Chiefs. I didn't know that. I didn't know anything that happened in the games. So I found out after the fact.
and they missed a 61-yarder that they could like to win it. So
Yeah.
that was brutal. 4 picks by Darnold.
Mhm.
Here we go. Whoa, did it hit? No.
Yeah, you're good. You're fine.
Scott, appreciate it. Scott, I'm just gonna let Scott press all the buttons now. Willie Green has been fired by the Pelicans.
Thank God. What a waste of time. I'm not going to blame it entirely on Willie Green, but when they switch front offices and they say, you know what, we'll let you keep your job for now. Oh, yeah, what's the worst that can happen here? Like, he was going to get fired as soon as they changed the entire front office. I think we all knew that during the offseason.
I mean,
So
I don't know
whatever.
why you would change the front office and then just not bring in a new coach.
That's the point. They gave him like a rental for the job, and it's just like, we know where this is going. Like, there's really no point. And he's like, all right, cool. Here's 12 games.
He knew he had a short leash, and I think that was a big part of the handicap of the Pelicans as well, is that, you know, things are never going right for this team. The injuries are horrible, and they are always going to be horrible, and he wasn't coaching the players that was on the court. And so now he has the best job in America, a fired coach.
Yeah.
So now we bring in James Borrego, former Charlotte Hornets coach. Scott, thoughts?
I like Borrego. Now, we haven't seen him as a head coach in years. I still think it's kind of insane that he led the Hornets to a play-in appearance. They ended up losing handily, and then he was never a head coach again. I thought that was kind of weird, especially with how Charlotte's entire franchise has kind of unfolded since then. They've been terrible. So that play-in appearance aged very well in hindsight. But look, Borrego is entertaining. They're going to go very fast. They're going to play no defense at all. So I like their overs in games. Are they going to be good? No, because Zion's never healthy. Poole has barely played any games this entire season. The team stinks. Jordan Poole?
Oh, I forgot that guy exists.
Correct. But the
right.
point is that he's technically on the team. He has barely played, but Zion is the main story because they're paying him a lot of money. He's never healthy. The team's bad. Like, the team's not going to be good, but can you be entertaining bad? With Borrego, I'm going to say yes. I think Borrego is a good enough coach to make this team entertaining and to cause games to get into the 230s, 240s. So I might be betting some overs with Borrego with New Orleans, but I'll ask you because we haven't seen him as a head coach for a couple of years, but the team stinks anyway. So it's not going to immediately result in some wins, but it might be more competitive. They were getting buried when Green was their coach for the last couple of weeks. So I'm fine with it. It's not going to change anything in the grand scheme of things. They have bigger issues than the head coach, but I like Borrego in general. You?
Immediately started Derek Queen.
Good.
Aaron saying in the chat.
Yeah.
He gave up 124
Looney
points.
doesn't do anything at this point in his career.
Immediately gave up 124 points.
Yeah.
Maybe they figure it out offensively, get a little healthier, figure it out offensively. They'll probably still, like you said, be a bad defense. This probably isn't going to be the best trials for Borrego here to get another head coaching job here with New Orleans for the rest of the season, but we'll see. Maybe they get healthy and they turn it around, but it's not looking good. It's not looking good. What else? Lakers investigation.
We have nothing to add on that, by the way, because we don't know any details on that, so we have to wait and see how that goes.
So what's going on with Draymond?
Draymond was not a big fan of being compared to Angel Reese during the game yesterday, and I believe he got a fan ejected for comparing him to Angel Reese. So that's how that went. But yeah, Draymond was not a fan of.
Before that, getting punched on by Wemby.
Yeah. To be fair, they did win the game in the end, so Curry did Curry things back-to-back games, so that helps.
Oh, Curry carrying
Curry
Draymond.
is so damn good, man.
Curry
so damn
carrying
good.
Draymond. Yeah, and he's old. Like, what's going on with that? I don't know.
I'll give De'Aaron Fox some props because he bricked the game winner. He basically sabotaged the entire game against Golden State. Came back out yesterday, no Wemby, and had a monster game. So nice job by Fox for bouncing back.
All right. Let's see here. Hey, make sure you go get every episode of every show over there of SGPN over on our podcast. Go get Sports Gambling Podcast Network. Search SGPN in your favorite podcast app and go check out every single show we got on one convenient feed, the SGPN feed. Whatever podcast app you got, type in SGPN and you can go check out every single show on the network. All right. It's the now everybody's battling back and forth. Who's better, Angel Reese or Draymond Green? Oh my god, I didn't. That is gonna go down as one of the funniest moments in the NBA, like in the NBA history of off the court moments. If you get what I'm saying, like. Do you remember when back in the day when Shaq was diving towards the bench and the entire
Everyone
bench
cleared
cleared
out.
out of the way?
Yeah.
Hilarious.
Mhm.
Absolutely hilarious. Like Matt Barnes driving 90 miles to go whoop Derek Fisher's
Dark
ass.
Fisher. Yeah.
Hilarious. Like all those little moments. I think Draymond getting a fan ejected because he compared her to Angel Reese is actually going to go down as one of those moments because that's actually really, really funny.
I feel like Draymond miscalculated though, because if saying something so simple as that can get under a player's skin like that,
Oh, they're about to get on his
everybody's going to be doing that in every arena.
Oh, they're going to start. Yo, they're all about to. This is not going to end well.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like Draymond,
He's
showed his
opened
hand-
Pandora's box.
He showed his hand too
He's
quickly.
opened
That's the
Pandora's
problem.
box.
Yeah.
Now we know what gets under his skin. He's opened
Yeah.
Pandora's
So every single fan base on the road should just start Angel Reese chants because it clearly bothers Draymond. It's not going to change. So yeah, that's what I see.
You're a woman. Like they'll be doing something, bro.
Yeah.
Now they know how to get under his skin. He showed his hand. It's crazy. Pandora's box. All right. Milwaukee Bucks. This is the reason everybody's actually here. Milwaukee Bucks opening up as 6.5-point dogs. They are currently 7.5-point dogs on the road in Cleveland, playing the Cleveland Cavaliers. 235.5 is the total injury report for these two teams, and I have for the Milwaukee Bucks. Giannis is probable. However, Taurean Prince and Kevin Porter Jr. out. Darius Garland, Jalen Tyson, Max Strus out for the Cleveland Cavaliers.
Is Garland ever going to be healthy, by the way? Because I know that he re-aggravated his toe. Like, what's the deal with this?
I think they just need to. I think they're trying to like work him back into playing, and even if it's not 100%, if he's 75% go, he can go. But like, I think you just got to shut him down and just whatever surgery, whatever additional things, like whatever he needs to do to get healthy, just shut him down and let him get healthy. Like this is just ridiculous.
Yeah, at this point, it's going on for way too long. That's kind of what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
Here.
Like nobody, I'm completely disinterested in how this ends, how this plays out. He's never going to catch into a rhythm, and that's always going to be the excuse of why this team doesn't get to the next level.
Yeah. So I think most people were shocked they brought him back after last year. I thought a lot of people thought he'd get traded, and he's still here. So we'll see.
Yeah, like who just wants to deal with this? You are really you're basically dealing with it with Lonzo, but you just kind of conceded to, yeah, we'll get the 20 minutes per game out of him that we can, and we'll take care of him best we can, and he'll come off the bench. But like you're doing this with your starter too. Like, this isn't interesting. All right, Scott, we got two teams that are not playing the best of basketball right now. However, the Cavs are actually 3-2 in the last 5 games, but 1-4 ATS for the Milwaukee Bucks in the last 5 games. Yeah, the Cavs are 1-4 as well. Hasn't looked good, hasn't looked pretty, but it seems like the Cavs have kind of got it done, and now they're laying 7.5. What are you doing?
Yeah, so of course, got to mention the injury report for this game because we know Giannis has been battling something for the last couple of weeks. Zion's probable, so he's going to be in the lineup most likely. I do think for this game, though, I'm going to take the points. I just don't trust Cleveland enough to be laying this. I understand at home, in the land, they can definitely pull this off, but did you watch any of that game on Saturday against Memphis?
Ugly.
They won, but damn, it was ugly.
They haven't played clean basketball in like the better part of a week.
They had a great fourth quarter, mainly because Memphis has no offense because Ja got injured, and he ended up having to miss the game. Jaren Jackson Jr., number one option basketball. I wouldn't wish that on my worst enemy. That was just disgusting
Scott.
basketball. I think he was 6 of 23. Like, it was really bad to watch Jaren Jackson Jr. play as the alpha on a team. Cleveland won. They went on a massive run the fourth quarter. Mitchell did Mitchell things. I get that. But I think that Milwaukee can actually match up okay against this team. I'm not saying that they're going to win the game in Cleveland, but they're division rivals. They tend to have close games. Both teams not playing great basketball right now, but I think this is a close game. I'll take the points. It's mainly watching Cleveland play recently, just not being overly impressed by their ability to win by margin. I'll pass on that. Give Milwaukee to hang in there.
Yeah, they were laying double digits in that game, man. Like, and it was a point in time where you're like, are they going to lose? Like, are they really about to lose this game?
Yeah.
32-16, fourth quarter for the Cleveland Cavaliers to be able to come back and win that game.
They ramped it up defensively, which is why they were able to win because Memphis just had no shot creators on the entire court. But it is concerning, though, when you're at home and the Grizzlies without Ja are pushing you to the brink.
And
that's not a good look.
And the fact that they have looked horrible with Ja. Yeah, I'm with you. I can't lay this amount of points with the Cavs right now. I think the Cavs have been playing some pretty – it's just ugly, like really ugly. Now, granted, you know, the Miami Heat in there and Miami Heat are going to do Miami Heat things. I get that. But like that, the Memphis game wasn't clean. I feel like it just the better part of the week since we've seen them play really good basketball. Even the Chicago Bulls game was ugly. They lose to the Raptors.
They trailed that entire Bulls game, by the way, and then had a comeback in the fourth quarter. So they
and that's probably what happens here. Like this is probably some Giannis puts the team on his back. They're hitting their outside shot. Kuzma is very effective, and they're leading, and then you go and you look up. And it's the fourth quarter. Donovan Mitchell gets hot. They go on some type of run. They get a close win, but nobody feels confident about this team. I'm with you. Give me the Bucks plus 7.5.
Yeah.
All right. Total's 235.5. Oh, 234.5. It's dropping now, Scott. It looked like it just dropped to 234.5. Let's see here. Last 5 games, both teams are giving up 120 points per game. Cavs been effective in scoring 123.4 points per game. Bucks, not as much.
It's tough to tell with the Bucks though, because Giannis has missed some games here or there, and they've been kind of inconsistent with his actual play. So,
and it's really just the fact that the Cavs are just running, and they're just putting up shots. Like they're actually not shooting the best field goal percentage, and really offensively, when you look at it, they're not shooting the ball the best at all. But it's just
it's all pace.
Yeah, they're getting up at an unreal amount of shots with pace. So like, I could see it go one way or another. I think it's a lot of points, and I'll go over, but I don't have a good feel for that at all.
Honestly. I don't either. I think I'll go under, but I'm not going to bet the total at all. No interest.
Yep. All right. Let's see. Before we get to the next game on the slate, oh my gosh, can't wait to talk about them. All right. Before we got the next game on the slate, gotta make sure that I talk to you about Novig. We are brought to you by Novig, the #1 sports prediction market in America. You know you're getting the best prices with Novig. Hey, why pay -115 when you could pay -103, -104? Like they have options like that. They're available in 35 plus states. So many people have the opportunity to tap in with Novig. Download the Novig app and get $50 when you spend just $5 when you use our promo code SGPN. Get in on the action with Novig, promo code SGPN. We're also brought to you by Underdog. Underdog is your home for fantasy pick'em entries. You can win up to 5,000x. Underdog's got a brand new offer for new customers. Play just $5 and get $100 in bonus funds when you sign up with promo code NBASGPN. We'll do our Underdog lineup at the end, Scott. It's a little early for Underdog. Let's get through some more of this league, but we'll drop our Underdog lineup at the end here. Hey, make sure you tap in with that promo code NBASGPN. All right, let's talk about the Indiana Pacers. Talk about Super Bowl hangover. or NBA Finals hangover, if you want to be, exact.
Mhm.
But also, just crap ton of injuries. Indiana Pacers on the road going to play the Detroit Pistons. Pistons are laying 10.5 here, open up at 8.5. 231.5 is the total. Injury report, and give me a second while I compose myself because it is a doozy. Because I'm reading off the Indiana Pacers. Bennett Mathurin is questionable. Aaron Nesmith is out. Johnny Furpey's out. Clinton Jackson's out. Obi Toppin's out. Cam Jones out. And they still got Tyrese Halliburton's name out here for some reason, but he's out too.
He's at every game in a suit.
Yeah.
He's basically an assistant coach at this point. An occasional broadcaster.
He does get on the broadcast. Detroit Pistons actually have a pretty lengthy report as well.
They keep winning without guys anyway.
Yep. Cade Cunningham is questionable. Jalen Duren is probable. All-Star Thompson is questionable. Tobias Harris is out. Marcus Sasser's out. Jaden Ivey's out.
They keep winning.
That is 1, 2,
D-ball
3,
Paul starting
4,
center.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 13 guys on injury report in this one game.
Yeah, but I mean, you're looking at the Pistons, and even without their best players for a couple of games, it doesn't matter.
They cover everything.
They cover everything. Like, this team's playing very well. They have Dennis Jenkins, who filled in a point guard, play very well. B-ball Paul had a 28-14 game. Like, they played well. The thing is, I actually watched the Pacers play an entire game of basketball over the weekend because I had money on Jakob Poeltl double-double.
Okay.
I ended up losing by 1 rebound, which was not
Scott,
fun.
I'm so sorry.
But either way, point is, I sat through the entire game. Yeah, Indiana is as bad as advertised. That team is awful. Like, I sat through the entire game. They can't stop a transition. It just can't stop anything at this point. The defense is a mess. Nesmith's now injured too. He's been one of their better defenders for the last couple of years. They have nothing on that entire team. That team stinks. Like, when you're talking about the Nets, the Wizards, I guess the Nets are now ahead of the Wizards because they beat the Wizards by like 30 in Washington. So you have the Wizards, the Pelicans, the Pacers. You have a bunch of really bad teams in the league. Indiana might win like 16 games the entire season. This team is awful. They can't defend anything. The shooting's a mess. The injury report is lengthy. They added Nesmith to the injury report too, who's going to be out for a month or so. Yeah, they're bad. Give me Detroit, minus 10.5. Simple as that.
Yep, 7-3 ATS in their last 10 games. I could not wait to come up here and sing the praises of the Detroit Pistons, who I just were in love with to start the season. And they continue to find it done. 9-1 straight up in their last 10 games, 11-2 on the season. They play really good basketball, really clean basketball. And I am really, 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 really excited for the fact that, man, it doesn't matter who JB Bickerstaff has on the court. He gets the best play out of players. Like, he gets the best play out of whoever's there. They've had people going in and out of the injury report. Like, as long as we just talked about the Pacers injury report, there's some serious names out here. No Jaden Ivey, no Tobias Harris, even though. But, Cade Cunningham might not play in this game. Jalen Duren has missed some time this season. Also, Thompson has missed some time this season. They continue to find ways to get it done. So, like, there's no way I'm getting off of the Detroit Pistons train for the Indiana Pacers. What? Scott, this is locked territory.
Yeah, also worth mentioning, since I once again did watch the entire Raptors-Pacers game, do you want to guess? Toronto scored 129 points. Do you want to guess how much they outscored the Pacers in the paint in that game? They won 129 to 111.
129 to 111. Outscored the Pacers by 25.
It was by 40.
Oh, shit.
They outscored the Pacers 78 to 38 in the paint. The Pacers couldn't stop a transition layup. They couldn't get back on defense. They got killed in general in the half court. They can't guard anybody. But 78 points in the paint to Toronto? It was a mess. I can't back them.
to add on to Scott's point, Pacers in the last 10 games giving up 65% inside of the paint.
Yeah.
That is 28th in the this is actually funny. That's 28th in the NBA, but they are also shooting 49% inside of the paint. That is 30th in the NBA. So they're they just giving it up inside the paint, and they ain't going down there and making no buckets themselves. They not doing anything. And you got this Pistons team who defensively is locked down in the painted area, so they're not going to get the easy shots here. They're not going to get the 3-point shots that they've been shooting. They've been shooting the 3-point percentage. Just the offense overall, they just don't look good. They're not solid in an NBA caliber team right now with the injuries that they have going on. So I don't understand how you could get behind the Pacers right now. I would say Pacers team total under. I would say play the Pistons like 10.5. Pistons team total over. Pacers giving up 121.8 points per game in the last 10 games here. So yeah, all four fade in this Indiana Pacers team.
Yeah, me too. There's some teams right now that are auto fades. Indiana's one of them.
And you know what? This is I'm not wishing for the injuries on the team, but just saying they got that shot against the Knicks and everything went downhill from there. They got the shot against the Knicks, everything went downhill. Glad
is that true that they made it to Game 7 of the finals? Is that true?
Yeah. Yeah, and then they lost the finals, and then
you're saying nothing went right after that. They
were
one
lost
game
the
away
finals.
from winning
they
the
lost
title.
The finals after that.
Right.
They lost.
They also beat the Knicks in the series after that shot, so some stuff went right after that.
They lost the finals after that.
Well, every team lost except OKC, which might happen again for the next 10 years. So I don't know if that actually
potentially. Yes, I had a little fan salty moment. Who cares? All right, let's get to the next game that we're going to talk about here. The Los Angeles Clippers. My God.
That team is so painful, man.
I didn't even play the toilet bowl for the Pacers, but I just This team is horrible. They should be so much better than what they are. And that's what makes them toilet worthy, because they should be way better than what they are. And they actually suck. The Los Angeles Clippers are on the road going to play the Philadelphia 76ers. Philly's laying 5.5. And I understand it. 220.5 is the total. Injury report here for the Clippers yet to submit because they played yesterday in a losing effort to the Boston Celtics. And Paul George is questionable. Joel Embiid is out. Kelly Oubre is out.
I mean, the issues are on a back-to-back with an old team, and Harden, we know, with his age at this point, he had 37 yesterday, played 38 minutes. He played 51 minutes on Friday. This team might just be out of gas, right? I mean, you're against a young team that wants to run. You have an old roster. Like, this is just a terrible spot.
Yeah.
It's a horrible spot.
It's a horrible spot. And if I'm Philadelphia, I'm not playing Paul George. I'm glad Joel Embiid's not playing. I'm about to just tell these young guys, just go out there and just go hoop.
Just run. Just run up and down the court and make these old guys try to chase you. Just run.
And it's not just the fact of because you said 51 minutes. It was a double overtime game on the road in Dallas, and then you won.
Yeah,
and then you won. You somehow won that. You went and you played this Celtics team, and on the road you lost that.
Harden's minutes, by the way, are absolutely crazy. In the month of November, he's averaging over 38 minutes a game. A reminder, he's 36 years old. We're in November.
Let's see how long that lasts.
I'm just saying, Harden's played at least 38 minutes before the last 5 games. Like, he's 36 years old.
They probably tank this. I think they tank this.
That's kind of the argument I'm making. Like, if Harden sits this game, I wouldn't be shocked if Harden sat this game.
They don't play all these guys here. This is third game in 4 nights, and the fourth game in 6, and the second game of a back-to-back. They are not.
I'm just throwing it out there. And Mike brought it up. I mentioned in the minutes. I mentioned in the workload. they might sit Harden for this game. It would not shock me if they gave Harden a day off.
If he plays, is he effective?
No, his legs might be jello in this game.
Load me up on the Tyrese Maxey and the VJ Edgecombe props.
I'm with you on that.
The young guys carry the day to day. I'll take Philly. I'll gladly lay 5.5 with Philly. I'm not even gonna lie. It seems ugly. I still, kind of have issues with Philly every now and then, but shoot, they were covering at an insane clip to start the season. Insane clip. They're still last 10 games, 8-1-1 against the spread. Like, it doesn't matter what you put in front of them. They're going to cover the number. And you have a Clippers team that can't cover anything because they stink. They're horrible. 2-8 in the last 10 games.
Yeah, the sad part is that James Harden is going back to basically Houston Harden form. It's kind of insane what he's been doing, and they're still losing all these games. The Clippers, in the entire month of November, have won a grand total of 1 game. And it was a double overtime game against the Mavericks, who stink. And Harden gave you 41, 14, and 11. And you still need a double overtime against the Mavericks. Harden gave you 35, 10, and 11 against Atlanta. And you still lost the game. Like, even Harden dropping insane numbers isn't enough to guarantee wins anymore. This team's bad.
This is lock-worthy. This is Philly minus 5.5 is lock-worthy. This is way too short. This Clippers... First of all, I think it's also probably going to be 8.5 by the time the game starts. Because there's a good chance James Harden doesn't play. There's a good chance they say, Zubac, you're not playing.
I love this prop, by the way. Because if you think Harden misses, Dunn for 6 assists at 870, he might be the starting point guard if Harden ends up sitting. So, yeah,
I mean, even if Harden does play, he's not effective. It's probably still Chris Dunn handling the ball a good amount of time anyway. There's no way, man. I don't believe in him.
It's such a terrible spot for an old team. After playing in Boston, you play Harden 39 minutes, you lose anyway. You might just sit Harden. So that's a possibility for this game.
Wow. Already. I mean, we're 3 games into potential lock plays with Detroit and Philly because – yeah, I'm completely out on this Clippers team. And Philly covers everything. It doesn't matter what you throw in front of them. They cover. I understand. Philly minus 5.5 looks nasty on paper, but we got to get out of that mindset. Philly is a covering machine right now.
Yeah, especially at home.
Especially at home. Jesus Christ. I don't think – have they not covered?
I think they've not covered maybe once or twice, but for the hit rate's very solid at home for the spread.
Let's see. Full game season, Philly at home. Is 1 game.
Yeah, it's still very good.
Yeah. Wow. 5-1. 5-1 ATS. All right. At home. Sorry about that. Boom. Rhythm.
Well, yeah. Oh, sorry. Wait. I'll just do one last point just to
go ahead.
hammer home everything. So the Clippers in the month of November are currently 1-6. Harden is averaging 29 points per game, 7.4 rebounds per game, and 8.9 assists per game. Basically 29, 7, and 9. And they're 1-6. Like, I don't know what else Harden has to do. Like, Harden's trying to carry this entire team, and the team isn't going with him. This team stinks. So, yeah, anyway, back to the ad read.
If Harden doesn't play, they might get, completely blown out.
They're getting worked if Harden doesn't play. He's the only one doing anything on this team right now.
All right. Rhythm. Crushing it in college football and NFL, and now the NBA is going over there in Rhythm. You can track 5 bets of the same type from any model in Rhythm, and you'll have a chance to win $1,000 because they have weekly cash prizes up for grabs. Make sure you lock in with Rhythm. Check them out. Hey, make sure you use that promo code SGPN25. That's SGPN25 and get 25% off your first month. SGPN25, 25% off your first month. Let's see what Rhythm has going on here today. And boom. Well, looky here. Rhythm likes the under in that game that we just talked about. Under 220 here for Rhythm. They're predicting about 217 218 here. They have a sharp under here on the system, 53.4% win probability here. They do like the under in that game, and I could see it because this Clippers team could potentially not do anything at all. I mean, it's a lot. It's a lot to ask for. Double overtime, and then you play the game a day later, and then you have a back-to-back. A lot to ask for. Make sure you lock in with Rhythm. SGPN 25. All right. Oh, bing bong. My New York Knicks on the road going to play the Miami Heat. Heat laying 1.5 at home. Dangerous spot. Heat
What a
laying
fun
1.5 at
first
home.
game, though. The Landry Shamet Masterclass game. What a fun time. What do you have, 36?
I don't want to talk about it.
Okay.
I'm not a fan of
You don't want to jinx anything.
I'm not a fan of Landry Shamet, and so
either way, 36 is 36. I gotta give it to him.
Okay, he had a good game, yes, but let's not get ahead of ourselves for the long term.
We're ahead of ourselves. It's a Landry Shamet. Except just have fun with the 36 piece and just enjoy the moment, man.
No, I don't want to actually.
Can you enjoy the Josh Hart triple double, or is that not on the table for you either?
No, I'm okay with it. Josh Hart has started to win me back over. He was shooting the ball horribly though. Like
he could never really be. Yeah. It was never a great shooter anyway.
Yeah. Cat has pissed me off all the way.
That was, by the way, such a classic Cat second half. I know you won the game anyway, it didn't matter. But Cat having 31 points in the first half and not getting to 40 is objectively hilarious. Just for the record. That's really funny.
Cat has pissed me all the way off. Like, I'm so sorry, guys. So sorry. Chat is getting mad at me because we went extremely chalk in the early games and we didn't play it a single time. I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
There you go.
That makes up for the previous game.
Yeah, I apologize. Back to my Cat rant over him. Really kind of over different elements of this team, but I mean, they're dangerous without Brunson because now they have to trust the ball players on the court. And so,
I like how Davion Mitchell said that, and everyone said, "Oh, he's throwing shade at Brunson." It's like, actually, no. I think he might just be right.
And it was crazy because I haven't been all the way locked in the interwebs, and so I didn't realize people were really shading him for saying that. And I'm like, no, like it's actually really true. You got to force all these other guys that can, or NBA talent players, to actually play. Look at Landry Shamet, a guy I hate, had 36.
Yeah.
Like.
All Davion Mitchell said was Brunson loves the ball in his hands. The ball movement isn't as good when he's on the court, which is just a fact. And people are like, oh, classic Heat player trying to, start some beef. No, I think he was just being honest, and the Knicks scored almost 140 points. So I think he was onto something. I mean, Miami can't defend. Their games go over every time because they score a bunch, play fast, and play no defense. Do you see – it's an immediate rematch, though. Yeah. So deja vu principles for this game? Or are the Heat too fast that you're scared off from an under?
We're in the scary part where it's Heat and it's -1.5.
Yeah,
and that is the part that always is very, very tricky here. When we talk about the Miami Heat, you got to really, really handicap them at this point. I say, one, this Heat team loves to really, really try to give this Knicks team the business. And I think that the Jalen Brunson run has really, really tarnished that because Jalen Brunson has been giving them some buckets. And they went on a nice little run here against the Miami Heat. I think the pace is going to be a little bit too much. And I wonder if that's going to not make Mitchell Robinson and Cat, this big Twin Towers tandem, as effective. Especially because they're going to be running and gunning up the court, and they're probably going to force Cat to defend. And that is the thing that I'm most pissed off about Cat that I didn't get to go to in my rant because the chat was yelling at me because we didn't play Chalk Zone. Defensively, Cat is such a liability. It's like it's painful. It's painful at times. How many times that I'm just looking at Cat and I'm like, oh, Cat, that was your fault. Oh, Cat, it might not have been your man that scored the basket, but that was kind of your fault. Like, it really puts frustrations. And I don't know. I just couldn't see a Norman Powell kind of crazy big game in the second game of playing these two teams in the
To
Miami
be
Heat
fair,
taking
we
it.
already got the Norman Powell crazy game. And they still got blown out. He had what,
Yeah.
38 in that game?
And so like what stops him from going for another 30? Like
Yeah.
I'm not sold on the Knicks defensively. I think they're so much better than what I was credit them for early in the season, but I'm not sold on them defensively. And I just don't know. Like you're gonna run with this Heat team, and if you're gonna play their style of ball, I just got to think that they're gonna be able to get a win. I get they did not get the first time. They didn't. I'm taking the Heat again.
I mean, for deja vu principles, you kind of have to, because you figure
They just
after they
played it.
lost the first one, they'll look sharp
Didn't
offensively.
cover.
Yeah, I am going to point out, by the way, fun fact. Do you know how many road games the Knicks are 8-4? You know how many road games the Knicks have played and won so far this season? Once again, 12 games overall.
One.
How many road games do you think they've played?
Oh, how many have they played?
How many have they
won?
played and won?
Played in 3, 1.
Okay,
1.
that is correct. They've played 3.
Played 3, 1, 1.
0.
None.
They've not won a road game this entire season.
Really?
Yeah, they're 0-3.
Oh,
now,
wow.
that does help out early in the season when you have 9 games at MSG. That's definitely a nice situation for you. But I do want to point out the Knicks are 0-3 on the road. The Heat are 5-1 at home. So I think I am going to go with the Heat in this game. I might not bet this, but I do think I'm going to wait to see the Knicks win a road game before I trust them to win what looks like a coin flip game. I like the over because every Heat game I like the over in, and their games end up with 900 points. So I'm not going to reinvent the wheel there. Shout out to Josh Hart. Swept the podcast on Friday, had the double-double at plus 270, and I also had his triple-double personally at 27-1. So shout out to Josh Hart. Made me some money on Friday, which I appreciate. But I'm not going to pick it again. I'm not going to pick a bench triple-double in back-to-back games. Like, I can't do that. But I do think the Heat defensively, I know they're not a great defensive team. Spo better get on his guys because that was embarrassing. You let Chama drop 36 points. Josh Hart had a triple-double. Cat had 39. You can't give up 75 combined points between Cat and Landry Shamet.
But and to go into the Miami Heat take at the you said Cat had 39, and you said it in before. He had 31 in the first half.
Yeah.
So like they kind of ended the game positively. Shamet's not doing that again. That's my big thing. Shamet is not doing that again.
And OG,
I think Norman Powell
out and whatever.
Yeah, I think Powell is good. Powell can go out there and drop 38 again. I don't think Shamet is doing that again. And so with that, yeah, Heat all day. Potential lock territory, taking the Heat money line.
Until the Knicks win
do not lay 1.5 with the Heat in this game. No, take the money line. Don't do it. Don't.
Until I see the Knicks win a road game, I'm not going to back them on the road. I'll put it this way. I'm not saying he'll get the triple-double. I know he had a very good game when they just faced off against each other. I think Hawkes might be pretty live for a triple-double in this game. I think this might be the Hawkes game.
Interesting.
So, there you go.
I like that. We like playing his PRA.
Yeah, he's very good.
Yeah, great player. Man, shout out to the Miami Heat, just constantly finding good players. All right. We're still in the 7:30 slate here.
Yeah.
By the way, a lot of early games here on the window. Charlotte Hornets on the road, going to play the Toronto Raptors. Raptors laying 8.5. Open up at 7.5. Now it's at 8.5. 239.5 is the total. Injury report. And we have for Toronto, Ochai Baji is questionable, and what's that? Liam McNeely's out. Scott. You did. I wish you were there when you saw my reaction when I was at the Hornets game and I saw Liam McNeely step on the court.
Okay.
And like get minutes, like legit minutes.
Did you at least remember him from UConn?
I did.
Okay.
But so we were talking about how many white guys were on the court at the time. Yeah. And it was an absurd, like it looked like both teams had maxed out their white guy limit on the court at one time. I think it was Luka, Connect, Reeves, Liam McNeely, Kalkbrenner, Con Knipple. It was somebody else too that was on the court, and we were like, wow, they like really like both teams had an agenda there. But Liam McNeely's out for this game, so he's not gonna be able to do that today.
You know
Brandon,
which team? You know which team would be a great spot for McNeely in the future?
where, Scott?
The Boston Celtics. Boston Celtics, Utah Jazz. Pick whichever one you want. But I didn't mind McNeely in college. I think people thought he was going to be better. But you get extra white points if your name is Liam. So I think Boston would really, really, take him as one of their own at some point. The Celtics might offer him some type of contract in the future because I can see that. But
Indiana.
J-Man saying it looked like Duke versus Butler. Yeah, that's
It was like we were just, it was so comical, like the amount of white guys that were on the court at one time, and everybody was just like, yeah, this is where we're at. But they were hooping though. Luka was going crazy. All right, I'm sorry. Yeah, Liam McNeely's out, Josh Green's out, Grant Williams out, Brandon Miller's out. You think it's so? No, Ryan, I'm not going to go there. But I had something to say. Never mind. All right. So last time we talked, well, LaMelo's back since last time we really, really got into the nitty gritty about talking about Charlotte.
Yes and no, because he got benched for overtime because of minute restriction, and everyone thought the coach was an idiot, but he clearly was on a minute restriction. Yeah. Shout out to the Horns, by the way, for blowing plus 9.5 in overtime. Very impressive stuff against Milwaukee. Very fun.
It's just, I mean, Charlotte, like we said, Charlotte without LaMelo is a team that you just cannot bet on. You can't.
With LaMelo, they can't guard anybody, but their games are fun.
And now we have a kind of middle ground because you made a very good point. We have LaMelo on a minutes restriction, and that is horrible.
Yeah.
That actually isn't pretty good as well. But they did cover the game against Thunder, so I'll give them that much. But LaMelo on a minutes restriction is no fun at all. Like it's like what? You get to take the car out, drive it around the block, and then park it back. That's it.
Pretty much.
No, nothing else. No fun.
They're driving. I don't know which car reference I should use because I'm still lower on LaMelo than most people. But you're driving a sports car in a school zone. Like, what's the point? You're not going to get any enjoyment out of that. It's a waste. So, look, at the end of the day, I've watched a lot of Toronto basketball lately because I found them one of the more intriguing teams during the offseason because they're spending so much money to be basically a Mid-Eastern Conference team. This team can't shoot from the outside. They're like a really bad three-point shooting team. But you know what? There's something there. They don't look that bad, Toronto. And Pirtle at center has been fine. I watched them kill Indiana after a really bad start to that game. They were down like 15 in the first 5 minutes. They won the game by 18. They killed them. But Toronto's not bad. Like, this team defensively has been better. I don't mind the scoring, I'd say, breakdown they have. Quickly has been kind of passive, which is fine because you have Ingram, you have Barnes, you have some other guys you can use. I'll go with Toronto in this game. I don't mind Toronto. I think Toronto's actually a pretty interesting team. Early in the season, they couldn't guard anybody. They have kind of turned that around a little bit. I don't mind their depth. I don't mind their roster. I'll go with Toronto at home.
To Scott's point, in the last 5 games, the Raptors are 4-1 straight up, 4-1 ATS. They have been defending well, giving up 112 points per game. That is 10th in the NBA during that span. You even break this out a little bit further, last 10 games, and they still given up 112.5, 10th in the last 10 games, 7-3 during that span, 7-3 against the spread.
They're good.
Yeah, been playing some very, very good ball. And meanwhile, the Hornets have not. So, yeah, I'm with you. Brandon Ingram going up against the hometown team here, coming in Toronto. I will take the Toronto Raptors. It's pretty chalk to lay to 8.5, but yeah, they've been playing pretty good ball. So
I like the bench too. I mean, Grady Dick hasn't been that great this season, but we know that he can have some big games. You know my guy Mamukashvili. Guy looks really good off the bench. I like Mamukashvili. And you got Shed, who I loved at Houston, who's, I think, a solid backup point guard. So I actually like the rotation. I think it's relatively deep. I like Toronto. As for Charlotte, what rotation do you have? You have Trey Mann off the bench. You're going to throw in.
Hey, I just want you to know, Trey Mann has when you look at Trey Mann's that pinstripe Hornets jersey is a great jersey. Like just go look up the Trey Mann pinstripes Hornets Charlotte blue jersey, and just look at that jersey and be like, oh man, that looks like classic 2000s. Like it really dope.
And for the
jersey.
record, I don't mind Trey Mann that much, but comparing benches, I think Toronto's bench is clearly better than Charlotte's.
Yeah. They're a clearly better team than Charlotte for sure. Charlotte Hornets. Offensively, I don't know. Offensively, I really don't know. I just have to assume that LaMelo's going to be able to figure out what to do, be able to put points on the board offensively. But
yeah, good call by Rozier, by the way. I didn't even mention the rookie, Murray Boyles. I like him. He's got hustle. Yeah, Toronto's deep. They can run 9-10 guys.
Murray Boyles has gotten a couple of starts this season too. What was I saying about Charlotte? I think I'm really concerned about them scoring the basketball. Honestly, I hope for Toronto in this total that Toronto just completely bulldozes them and is just scoring all night. But I do have a little bit of concern about Charlotte scoring for the total. So I like over 239.5. I wanted to feel more confident about it, but I'm not. Team total for Toronto, I feel better about that. Any thoughts here on the total, Scott?
I thought about the over because with LaMelo being back, they should be pushing pace.
Yep.
So that's kind of how I was looking at it. But I think I'll probably go over if I had to, but I'll put a bit of a bold call out there. I don't mind keeping an eye out for the Scotty Barnes triple-double game.
Yeah.
I think there's a possibility for that today.
All right. Scott's throwing some triple-doubles out there for y'all. Let's see here. What else we got on the slate? Dallas on the road. We made it to 8 o'clock, by the way. Dallas on the road. Going to play the Minnesota Timberwolves. Timberwolves laying 14.5. 231.5 is the total injury report for these two teams. And we have for the Minnesota Timberwolves, Terrence Shannon out. They got him on the injury report.
Yeah.
We could condense this. We could condense these, but Terrence Shannon's out. Where are we at? Nothing for Dallas because they did play yesterday.
For the record, Dallas has played a grand total of 3 overtimes in their last 2 games combined, including an overtime game yesterday. So it is a really bad scheduling spot for Dallas.
Oh, we gotta look into that. Like, what is the ATS numbers of that? Because this is, I mean, it's not even really just a horrible scheduling spot. It's just a horrible fact of you just keep playing yourselves in these games.
Yeah.
And so, are we supposed to feel good or bad about that?
At the end of the day, this is going to be a complete stay away for me. I'm not going to spend too much time on this game, but I would pick Minnesota if I had to. But in reality, I don't know if I trust Minnesota enough to lay 14.5. They're off a loss, though. They lost to Denver, so I'm hoping that they are a bit pissed off. Ant should be. What was Ant? 0 for 8 from 3 in that game? Ant was terrible against Denver. I'm hoping Ant bounces back, maybe has a monster 35 piece tonight. But I'll go Minnesota. I don't want to lay 14.5 with Minnesota, so it's a stay away. But Dallas off of 2 straight overtime games and an overtime game yesterday, and now you're traveling, not a good spot at all. I think it's Minnesota or pass, but I'm not interested. I don't mind the under in this game potentially, but I'll stay away.
I'm very interested in what unit the Mavericks are going to be throwing out for this game. They're giving up in the last 10 games, the second most paint attempts allowed in the league. So teams are very much seeing that, hey, we have an opportunity here. We're going to throw the ball inside the paint. You're going to have to be able to get stops. And I think I saw somebody, let me get back over to the chat. Yeah, I did. Talking about Julius Randle and trying to slow down Julius Randle inside the paint and trying to slow down Anthony Edwards, who's going to be driving and be inside the paint and looking to be really aggressive, especially after missing all those threes. I could see Ant trying to be super aggressive in this game and trying to have a really, really big game and show he could put the ball on the floor and be able to score. I mean, this could be the Timberwolves just saying, yo, let's go route up a bad team that's been playing 3 overtimes in the last 2 games.
And they're awful loss.
Although I am kind of concerned for the fact that they did play 2 overtimes in the past 2 games, so they've kept these games close. But they should be dog shit tired. I'm not even gonna lie. And so I'll look past the Blazers win. I'll look past the Mavericks actually getting a win, and I'll fade them the next game as well. Give me Minnesota. Huge number to be laying.
Yeah. I'm staying away, but it's Minnesota or pass.
Yeah. And let's just tee that up. I feel like we're going to be playing that again. The Oklahoma City Thunder on the road going to play the New Orleans Pelicans. Pelicans catching 17.5. I'm sorry. Pelicans catching 17.5 at home. 224.5 is the total. Injury report here doesn't matter. Oklahoma City Thunder, Alex Caruso is questionable. J-Dub out. Aaron Wiggins out. Terrence Williams out. All that is pretty standard as of thus far. Caruso questionable. Pelicans yet to submit. Why?
They played yesterday. They lost to Golden State.
Oh,
Draymond, Angel Reese Green got a fan ejected. That was yesterday. So.
Draymond is going to completely. He's going to tank this show when he hears that you called him Draymond.
For the record, I'm not. I'm just saying what happened.
Oh, okay.
That I'm saying that's why there's no injury report, because that incident happened yesterday in New Orleans.
Well, OKC laying 17.5.
For the record, they played earlier this month. Thunder won by 31.
As I mean, there's really nothing that you could really say. There's nothing that you could tell me. And luckily, OKC has gotten past that part of their season where they had to figure things out, because they're 7-3 in their last 10 games against the spread. So there's really nothing that you could tell me to get me on New Orleans here.
Yeah, there really is nothing I can say.
Like what positives? What positives are there?
The positive is Derek Queen looks pretty fun. Maybe Zion plays once again. That's a big maybe. Who knows?
You can't even say this is the first game with the new head coach.
No, and they still got blown out in that game anyway.
It's not.
No,
they got blown out in that game.
They got blown out too. I like the Thunder in the over. I think Borregos once again is going to result in higher scoring games. I don't think it's going to result in wins. So I'll go with the over. OKC scored 137 at home in the first meeting this season. Sure. Like if they score 140, like who would be surprised by that? Nobody at all. So give me the Thunder to score a bunch of points. Give me the over, and the Thunder probably win by 20 or 30. Yeah.
Man.
A lot of chalk.
Maybe a chalk parlay for the day.
Could be.
Might be. Could be.
In our defense,
right,
a lot of teams are tanking. Not New Orleans. They don't have their own draft pick. They just suck. But I'm just saying there are a lot of tanking teams in the league.
But this is also what I've been saying in years past of I don't want to give some teams the credit of thinking that they're actually tanking. I think they actually truly suck. And I'm glad New Orleans doesn't have their pick so they can show to us and prove to us, no, we're not tanking. We haven't been tanking. We actually truly just suck.
Yeah, shout out to the Hawks, who are, I believe, 7-2 now without Trae Young. And they own New Orleans' draft pick. So shout out to the Hawks organization.
All right. Chicago Bulls. Oh, Scott, look at them right there. Right back at 6-6.
Such a Bulls team, too.
Right there back at 6-6.
I'm going to have so much fun watching them host a play-in game. It's going to be a great time.
Dude. And it's we said it. You get the highs and the lows with the Bulls, and it was that uptick where, hey, we're talking about Josh Giddey
Yep. Well, Giddey got hurt, to be fair, for a couple games.
Yeah, and it did. And you know, but here we are. The down point. I'm sorry, we do have Bulls. We have actually a good amount of Bulls fans that listens to this show like consistency.
And for the record, like we don't have any issues with the Bulls. We love that we can take their win total over every year.
total over.
Yeah.
We're on the team total over. We are sweating that. We like this Bulls team this season. It's just we know
They're
what
just the
we're
same
gonna
team
get.
every year. They're playing team in the Eastern Conference. I mean, it's what their franchise identity is at this point. So,
And they have to lose games to be able to get there.
yeah.
But shout out to all the Chicago Bulls fans that I really think it's actually like I think 5 and up. There's been multiple times we said things about the Bulls and multiple names have come up and it's happened over the years that I'm pretty sure we got about a good amount of Bulls fans that listen to this consistently.
Yeah.
No idea if they're Michael Jordan Bulls fans or actually from Chicago, but Bulls fan.
And Michael Jordan, that's a bit dated. Ben Gordon, Bulls fans.
Oh,
Joakim Noah,
okay.
maybe.
All right.
That's still my favorite.
the amount of people that are Bull fans just because of Joakim Noah is
That
crazy.
is still my favorite playoff series of all time. The 2009 first round series against the Celtics. I think it's the best postseason series ever played, and I will die on that hill. I think it's the best postseason series.
We got to do a stream. Now we have to do a stream with Scott rewatching.
Oh, the Bulls. By the way, Bulls fans, of course, Derrick Rose. We can't forget about Derrick Rose, of course. But point is, 2009. I think that's the best postseason series of all time. So. I will die on that hill.
Love talking about this Bulls team. All right. Bulls are 6-6. They're catching 14.5 points on the road, playing in Denver. Denver's 10-2, 239.5 is the total. We actually like both of these two teams this season. Jokic probable, Cam Johnson is questionable. Christian Braun's out. Braun's out for a little minute, Scott.
Yeah.
And then we got Trey Jones is a TBD.
I think Brown's out for minimum 6 weeks is what they said, I think. So basically 2 months.
Yeah.
That sounds about right.
That's it. Yeah, that's it. Kobe White out. Zach Collins out. Jesus, Kobe White. I mean, that's what I'm waiting on. Trey Jones is a TBD, by the way. So
it's a really bad spot. We got to start there because the Bulls normally would not be getting this many points, but they played an overtime game against Utah. So the altitude wasn't great yesterday either. They gave up 150 plus points. Giddey came back, had a triple-double. Is he playing in this game? I have no idea. I don't know what Chicago's going to do with their guys. We know Kobe White's out for this game because he just came back. Giddey returned, and he ended up he played 42 minutes in his first game back. So I don't know if he's playing tonight either. And you're in altitude again for the second straight night after going to overtime. And now you got Jokic coming to town. What the hell's Vucevic supposed to do, trying to guard Joker? I don't know. Denver's also nasty. Denver's really, really good. But they're missing a couple of wings potentially with no Brown. Cam Johnson's a bit banged up too. He might not play.
So, Scott, the Bulls are 0-5 in their last 5 games. Yep. This is what I talk about the roller coaster. The Bulls are 0-5 in their last 5 games. They are 4-6 in their last 10.
Okay.
What about that for a second? 0-5 in their last 5 games, but 4-6 in the last.
At one point, they were 4-1. At one point, it went downhill after that, but they were 4-1 at one point during that stretch. The annoying part with having so many overtime games is you have some teams on back-to-backs, and they just got guys back from injury, and now you're expecting them to just punt the game, which is what we're kind of picking Chicago to do. Because Giddey played 42 minutes in his first game back.
Kobe White's out. I'll be pissed. I'll be pissed if the Bulls wake up and play basketball today.
Playing Utah in overtime and then playing Denver back-to-back games with no days off is actually egregious. That is such a horrible spot.
Yeah. Yeah. All right.
I guess I'm on Denver.
This is a big number. Feels really chalk. It feels like a real but it just doesn't make sense. The Bulls are clearly on a downtick right now. We have gone past the rising action, the climax. We are currently descending. Yeah. Jesus Christ, this Bulls.
And we didn't even mention, by the way, Trey Jones might not play too. So you're looking at what could be just the Sumu show tonight because they might have no backcourt at all.
I would just like to add a couple of notes. 1-5 straight up on the road this season for the Chicago Bulls. So if it ever has gone right, it definitely hasn't gone right on the road. But 1-5 straight up, 2-4 ATS in those games. So it's not like they've been competitive in there at all. Even though somehow all the home games have still combined to them being 6-2 as a dog. 5-1 for the Denver Nuggets at home here. 9-2 as a favorite. Yeah, just lay a big number with Denver and just pray that Jokic gets these guys up out of here early so he could take a quarter off and we don't have to worry about anything at the end, any shenanigans. Yeah. But I will admit, I am concerned that this is the game the Bulls wake up and then they start to go on their run where they play better basketball. But I can't get behind this Bulls team right now.
I just don't know how many guards they have left for this game. They got Sumu, who's not on the
especially if Trey Jones doesn't play.
Jones might not play. Giddey might not play. White's already out. Like, I don't know what you're working with at this point.
All right. JT. He said Bulls. I know my Bulls. I don't care who the floor they getting up.
He's saying they show up against good teams and they know show against bad teams. That's what he's trying to say.
Oh, okay. All right. Good thought process about that. Still going with Nuggets. Where's the drop at? There we go.
Yeah.
All right, let's close things out. 239.5. I don't trust the Bulls. Not gonna lie.
I feel the same way. Nuggets team total over.
There we go. Glad we agree. All right. What are we doing here? You're going first?
Sure, that's fine. So for my lock, which favorite do I want to lay a bunch of points with? That's really the question I have here.
It's really chalk day today.
Philly's an option of 5.5 if you wanted to go for that, but do I want to just take the Thunder to just murder this team by 30? Yeah, you know what? I'll switch things up a little bit. For my lock, I am going to go with the Sixers, minus the 5.5. I'll do it. I think at the end of the day, the Clippers are in such a bad spot schedule-wise. Harden's playing 40 minutes a game, and they're still losing. I think Harden might sit in this matchup. Who knows? But either way, it's a bad spot with travel. Not a fan. Give me the Sixers minus the 5.5 as my lock for the show. For the dog, I might go back to the FanDuel market of team to score 100-plus points in the first 3 quarters, and I might just take that approach for this one. So for my 3 quarters team, it's a great price. I got to do it. I said before, the Knicks are 0 on the road. Totals in the 240s. Give me the Heat to score 100-plus points in the first 3 quarters. Plus 250. I think it's a hell of a price. I'll go with the Heat to score 100 in 3 quarters. Plus 250 as my dog.
All right. Let's see here. So I actually do like that. Wow.
They can still lose the game. Just give me the track meet I'm expecting, and we have a chance. So
I could completely end today with egg all over my face. Pause. But lock. Minnesota minus 14.5.
Okay.
Dog. Dallas off a win. Minnesota off a loss. Minnesota's playing a bad team, and they've been pretty good at handling bad teams for the most part. And this Dallas team might actually not play anybody. Yeah. Fading Dallas. Let's see. For my dog.
I mean, you might be going player prop here.
I could go player prop.
Unless you want team to score 100 in the first 3 quarters.
Or I could go Pistons and bring this Pistons team up because the Pacers suck.
Mm-hmm. That works too.
Yeah. So let's go Pistons. Let's get an alt total for the Pistons here. No faith in this Pacers team at all. Wow, super ill. We normally never do this. No way this turns out like this. We probably look foolish at the end of the day. No
Would
way.
you rather take like a first half spread or something and just pick him to bury him?
Hold on. All right. Pistons, I can. Wow, what? Are you serious? This is what the all spread prices are? This is great. I don't even have to. First of all, Pistons to win this by 20 is plus 242. I will go for the Pistons 16, 15, 16, 16.
Okay.
Yeah. We'll go Pistons laying 15 and a half plus 164. We'll call that the dog.
Cool.
But I'm probably going to ladder that up to 20. All right. Now let's get into Underdog.
Okay, well, we can start off with Jaquez PRA.
Yeah, he's been really good, man.
I almost think his double-double is my dog at 255.
This is his offense.
Yeah.
This is his offense. Yeah.
So his PRA is listed
higher 29 and a half.
Yeah. He had 39, by the way, in the last game against the Knicks.
Yeah. And points are gonna be there for today. So
yeah.
I like it. We can play somebody on Philly.
That's fine. Maxey.
Yep. Maxey 29 and a half higher.
Sure.
I think a 30-point game for Maxey against this Clippers team seems legit. And then where else do we want to go?
I mean, I have a very degen play, but it's Mamukashvili higher 8.5 points. He's actually been a wagon going over this number. It's a very low number for him.
Let me see. Where is he at? I had to. All right, there we go. Higher. 8.5. I trust Scott.
He's had 10 plus points in 5 straight. So.
There we go. I trust Scott. All right. Say it again, Scott.
We got Jaquez higher on his PRA. We have Maxey higher on his points. And we have Mamukashvili higher on his points. And that's our entry.
I just didn't want to say Momo's name. That's it. Higher. Put it all on Underdog. Shake it up. 5.99x. 6x, basically. $100 get you $599 over there at Underdog Fantasy. Make sure you use that promo code NBA SGPN. All right, Scott, anything else for people before we get out here?
No. Once again, I don't know how good the games are going to be tonight. Based on our predictions, not great, but hopefully make some money.
Yeah. Yeah, it looks like it's going to be ugly. I hope it doesn't turn out like that, but I hope at least the games that we picked turned out good. All right, he's at Retro Radio. I'm at really real __. Make sure you give us a follow at SGPN NBA. And make sure you give us a 5-star rating and review wherever you get your podcast. Like the stream on the way out. With that, that is it. We have nothing else to say, nothing else to do. No other way of ending podcast, just to end it like this. We are out of here.